This is how I say hello.
Google Pixel 9 Pro.
This is how I say hello.
We're often told that black fathers are absent in their children's lives.
Too many black men have examples of what they don't want to be and not enough of what they do want to be.
My mum and dad divorced when I was a month old, so I never had a father in my life. We've all come from dysfunction of some kind. So what we're trying to create is a functional family.
My son comes first. It's not even negotiable.
My dad is and was and will always be a giant to me because he's my dad.
We understand, in order to rise, we have to build. When we look out onto the world, we're very aware that they're looking back at us.
Debuted as a father when he was born. The first thing I thought was, wow, this is beautiful. This is my son. This is all me. This is what we created. Currently, I have one child, a son. He's 20 months now. Been a blessing, to be fair, I'm not gonna lie. Seeing his face look exactly like mine when I was his age, seeing the baby pictures of me compared to him, I'm a proud father. Did anything change in my mind when I realized I was gonna be a father? Not immediately, because you want to be happy in the moment. But after that, I was thinking about, the pregnancy, the process, all the checkpoints, all the scans, all the appointments. All of that took center stage after the initial excitement. And then after all that was sorted, that's when I was able to look forward to, our son being here. Of course I was there for the birth. Oh, we missed that. I was just thinking, what could he be? Could he be a footballer? Could he be an artist? He could be anything he wanted, and I wanted to make sure I was there at all points that he could need me for. All I was thinking was, I need to protect this. I need to cherish this moment. All the possibilities could come out of this person, this new being that's coming to life. My one-track mind has changed since having a child. It's not even comparable. Before, I used to think, okay, I need to go to the gym in the morning, get back from work. Literally, that is the backbone. I even struggle to try and keep my schedule. Like, my son comes first. It's not even a negotiable. And I love it. I'm not saying, oh, boy, it's me, I can't do this, I can't do that. I want my son to succeed, so I know that I have to give him the time and attention I spend with him, I cherish. Seeing that dynamic between my father and mother, that definitely influenced how I wanted my household and my relationship with my partner to be. Very supportive, very, mindful about each other, what each other needed. So, to make the perfect bottle for your child, it needs to be that sweet spot just above room temperature. Not too cold that they're going, ugh, and not too hot as to obviously scald. You're gonna hear an earful if you don't get it right.
No.
Make sure you taste it as well.
No, you don't.
My interpretation of strong is keeping the lights on, making sure there's food in the house, making sure there's nappies, making sure everything's paid off. That's my interpretation of strong.
There you go.
My dad was very much in his traditional sense of being a provider, going to work, earning the money. But I feel like in this day and age, I want for myself to not only be a provider, but also be, a supporter in and amongst the house. You ready to go to bed? Yeah. I feel like in the modern age, you need to be diverse in the roles. You need to pick up wherever someone might not be able to do in that moment in time. You need to be able to take care and be nurturing when your partner is ill or away doing their own thing, having their own independent life, and you need to be at home and taking care of your child, and vice versa. I definitely wanted to be a nuclear family. I'm not, trying to get separated or, divorced or anything like that at all. That's not like my mind at all.
The first moment I considered myself a father was when I realised there was a clear difference between being physically present and being emotionally present. Because growing up with a rhetoric that fathers were there to provide a safe space, it was very much on, well, I have to go out and earn money to make sure that we're financially in a good position.
Me and my family hail from Nigeria, specifically Port Harcourt in the Delta State. That's where I was born and spent the early 6 years of my life. Around that time, that's when I moved over to the United Kingdom. My mum took care of us, made sure our food was on the plate, made sure whatever we needed, informed my dad of any, things that were needed in the house, and then my dad would go out and get whatever needs to get. I'm actually low-key proud of this video.
Yeah, it's good.
When we came over here to the UK, we landed in London, so my dad came a couple months earlier to, get the lay of the land, speak to relatives that are in London, realize, okay, we can stay with one of our relatives for a couple of months while we get settled and get a place of our own. Our mum, brought us over from Nigeria. First thing I realized, it's bare cold. When I'm putting on this jacket with a fluffy hood, it's covering my face, and then there's snow coming down. I've never experienced a more cold winter than that first winter I was here. It was bone chilling, to say the least.
This is making me emotional.
I'm gonna like go through all the videos. Like obviously, there's just tons of hours of footage. So this is like one of the first ones I came across. And I was like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
My dad was very much the person who was scouting, looking for opportunities, looking for jobs, whilst my mum was at home taking care of us, making sure we're tended to emotionally. My father was, the spearhead. It was like, this is what we're doing. Like me, it's got a one-track mind. Like my partner says, you and your dad are the same. So yeah, my dad's very much making sure all the logistical things, all the, paperwork, all the requirements were sorted, and then my mum was definitely there to help facilitate what else was needed and help support my dad, which was beautiful to see.
I really want to emphasize that my role as a father has been shaped by other men in my life who I could go to seek advice and see how they were doing and adapt the positives from their experience into my world.
I feel like having a network of fathers gives me reassurance that, if I ever need support, there's people there for me. When I see my son, I do think about my family that raised me in terms of I wish they were closer. The distance is there for sure, but I try to make an effort. That's the one aspect I'm like, I want that connection to be fully formed and have a bond with my brother, my sister, my dad. That's one of the things I think about when I think about my family. How you been, bro? You good?
Great, bro. Can't complain, man. How are you?
It's been a good 20 months since obviously I had Elijah. Like, when he was entering that stage for your son, how were you able to deal with that? Was it a massive change?
Let's just look at it is they're never going to be at that age again. So everything they're doing, this is the first and last time we've been experiencing it. So you just have to just enjoy the journey of seeing them develop. So now he's 2 years old, you just have to be able to just like slow down, take it in, and just experience the growth of it.
Yeah, I know. It's hard though. People in my life are trying to be involved and invested in their, that child's life. Well, want to be strong emotionally for my son. I feel like I've always been emotionally strong. I've gone through, a lot of things. The passing of my mother, that was probably the hardest thing for me to do. Thankfully I had, family and friends to support me in my community. you know, I'm stronger on the other side of that. So I feel like anything isn't going to be coming close to that. My mum's definitely proud of the father I am. Like, I just wish she was here to see everything. Where I am now, seeing my son Elijah, that would have been an amazing moment for us.
Ultimately, on this journey, we are men, we are fathers, we are human.
I think the narrative around black fathers has changed over the recent years, and I think that needs to change to one of those being instrumental in the formation of the next generation of young people that we have. Because it is all well and good to say that we have really strong mothers who are doing the jobs of everything that's required within a household. But I think we have to have the responsibility on all that we're involved in creating children to make sure that they are playing an intricate part in their children's lives.
I'm at the easy point. Being a father at the start, I feel like this is as easy as it's gonna get, because, you know, all you need to do is make sure they're fed, you know, be there for them, be present. But obviously when they start asking difficult questions, that's when I feel like I'm gonna definitely need some more support.
This is how I say hello.
Google Pixel 9 Pro.
This is how I